Hi everyone, welcome to class today. My name is Ellen McKay and this class is going to focus on mostly the mid-back area. It can be a little tricky sometimes to get into that space and it can definitely cause some discomfort if it's feeling tight. So we'll get into that space in a couple different ways. You're more than welcome to practice on a chair. If you happen to have a yoga strap with you, great. Go ahead and grab it. Here's mine. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a hand towel, a longer towel, maybe a belt or a long sock if you've got it. Really, anything that works for you is great. You just want to have a little bit of length here for your arms. So let's get started seated. I'm actually going to show you two different ways. So if you prefer to be seated, you can do the same thing. Or I'm going to come on to my hands and knees, onto tabletop shape. So a good way to get into that mid-back space is through cat and cow movements. And they're pretty common in yoga classes, to do them often. We're going to change it up just a little bit today. So if you're seated, great. You're going to make the same movements, kind of opening up through the front body and then rounding through the back body. If you're practicing on the mat or if going onto the floor doesn't work, you can still stand and put your hands in a chair. So you're kind of making the same shape as I am on the floor, but it's definitely way more accessible than climbing up and down from the floor if that's not something that you want to do today. So we'll come into a tabletop shape or maybe that hands-on chair position. And just take a couple breaths here. Rock a little side to side. So even if you're seated, maybe you just kind of sway that upper body a little bit side to side, just getting into some space. So we're getting this space kind of right here. On the inhale, we're going to drop the pelvis just a little bit and feel like you're sliding your shoulders towards the hips, like we're trying to kind of contract that space. Okay, and then as you exhale, you're going to round and press the floor away. So we're opening up that space. And we're going to do that a few more times. So tilt the pelvis down, belly drops a little bit. Feel that squeeze of the shoulders kind of down towards the hips. And then we'll tilt the pelvis up, round through the spine, press into those hands, and feel that nice big stretch between the shoulder blades. Let's do that a couple more times. Pelvis tilts down. Lengthen through the front of that belly. Feel the shoulders slide back towards the hips, like you're trying to put them into your back pockets. Round the spine and press into the hands. Great. Take a little break from that, especially if your wrists need a break. Circle the wrists, tad, give them a little shake. We're going to come back into that shape a couple more times. If the wrists or hands need a break from that, come back again to this seated shape, okay? So let's go back into our tabletop shape. Now before we were kind of sliding our shoulders back towards the hips. Now I want you to feel like you could slide them together, almost like there's a pencil running along the spine and you want to kind of grab it with your shoulder blades. So we're really squeezing shoulder blades towards each other and then press the floor away. So you can do the same thing if you're seated. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Squeeze together like you're trying to bring shoulder blades towards each other. Squeeze. And then you're going to press and round. So squeeze and press and round. Good. Let's do that one more time. Let those shoulder blades squeeze towards each other and then press and feel those shoulder blades slide apart from each other. Good. Take another break. Circle out those wrists. Good job. All right. Now let's take the tabletop shape again. We're going to walk the hands to the right and take a look back towards the right hip or right toes or just the wall behind us. Good. And then walk the hands to the left. And maybe take a look to that left side. Good. We're going to repeat that again. So walk the hands to the right if you're seated. We're going to do a side bend. Good. And then walk those hands to the other side or stretch in the other direction. Good. Nice. And bring it all back to center. Release those wrists. Give it all a little shake. Great. Come to a seated position wherever you are. It doesn't have to look like mine. Take the hands overhead. Right hand's going to take a hold of left wrist, reach up and over. Good. Bring it back to center, switch it out. Nice. Bring it back to center. One more time each side. And then switch. Good. Release those arms down. We're going to get into a bit of a twist here. So come back again to that tabletop shape. And you're going to take your right hand and grab, take the right hand and you're going to kind of grab the left rib cage if you can, okay? And all you're going to do is turn towards that right side and then bring it back. So that hand is kind of anchored on that rib cage and turn. So that just helps to kind of guide that mid back around. Good. One more time and twist. Good, and release. Back to a seated position. So if you're in a chair, you can do the same thing. Take one arm overhead and then just use that arm to kind of wrap around and twist. Okay? Let's try the other side. So now left hand takes a hold of that right rib cage. Lengthen the spine and then find that twist. Good. Let's do it a couple more times. Release it, reset, and find your twist. Good. Couple more times. And twist. Nice. Last time. And twist. Good. And bring it back to center. Release. Give it all a good little shake. So hopefully already you're feeling a bit more movement, a bit more space in that area. Another thing that kind of tends to happen is we feel a bit stuck. We feel that gravity working on us, right? We kind of feel maybe a little like pulled down. So this might seem silly, but give it a try. So take your thumbs and kind of bring them underneath the armpits and then feel like you could kind of lift up your hands a little bit. So you feel like that space between ribs and hips kind of increases. We get a little more space in that back. Good. And then try to see if you can keep that space and move your hands. So we've got that nice lift, that nice tall spine. One more breath. Good. Nice. All right, come back to table. Taking your right hand, we're going to sweep it out and maybe up. So that's up to you. And then bring it down and slide it through. Take it up and open and down and through. Good. A few more times, up and open and down and through. Last time, up and open and down and through. Great. Bring hands back to meet. Let's try the other side. Left arm reaches out and up maybe, and then down and through. 4 more just like that. Your pace, your breath. Great. Two more times. Last time. Good. Back to center. Release it. Seated position, or maybe you're standing if you're using hands on the chair. Let's circle those wrists again. Good. One more stretch overhead. Take right hand takes a hold of left, reach up and over. And then switch it. One more time each side, switch it up and over. And again, up and over. Great, release those hands down. We're going to do a little bit more of that rounding and opening movement, but we're going to add in some arm movement as well. So this is from a seated position or standing. I'm going to show you from the front, and then I'm going to turn it to the side so you can see. So what you're going to do, turn those palms up, so maybe the thumbs kind of point back as those arms go wide. And then you're going to bring the palms to face each other, and then maybe those thumbs start to turn down, and you're going to reach those fingertips away. Okay? So we're going to repeat that a few times. Open up through the sides, palms may face up, and then we're going to turn those thumbs down and reach away. So again, really round that back. Swim those hands back, palms turn up, and then swim them forward. Thumbs might go down. Good. A couple more times. Your breath, your movement. And take it down. Nice. Last time. Open it up. And bring it through. Very good. Release those arms down. Take a few breaths here. Good. Nice. Either stay in your seated position or come down to the mat. Lying all the way down if you choose. This blanket can go off to the side. And just find a place to rest.